What is up, guys? Welcome back to this selling the most functional, fully off-grid capable, one-of-a-kind camper van channel. Today on the channel, I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough for my own documentation, as well as a guide to the person that buys this van on how everything works. Got the jet black paint on this thing, camper van windows. These things open up, great for ventilation. Here in the back, we have these bed panel windows. These are on passenger and driver side. Great for when you have the roof fan on, so you get a nice cross ventilation of fresh air going over you throughout the night, which is great for low power consumption if you're not plugged in anywhere and the AC is not on. But we'll get into that later. We're just showing you guys, we got the windows here. These tires only have 5,000 miles on them. Here's the back, reverse camera. There's our AC. Got a little step stool here. Passenger side bed panel window. We got another camper window on the back that I installed. Nothing too crazy going on the outside. I got the jet black for this van, so it's a little hard to see when you're parking at night, because when you're doing van life, you don't know where you're gonna park usually, you know, unless you're going to a campsite, which I never did. Jet black is great. First times when I parked the van and went to a store and I could not see my van because it was pitch black, which is great because you want to be as low-key as possible doing van life. So that's why I'm glad I went with the jet black here. I'll show you guys what that looks like at nighttime so you kind of have an idea. And this thing does completely black out with all the blackout curtains and covers I have on this van. I'll show you guys that as well later on in the walkthrough. But let's get inside this thing. Let's open this thing up and see what we got on the inside. Quick run through and I'll talk about everything in here. Here we got our light switch. Boom, we got these puck lights in the stained panel ceiling, as well as over the dinette here. I guess we'll just start from the bottom up and go over everything. So I want to start off by saying this thing is like super insulated. Insulated the floor. We got 1.5 inches of foam insulation on the floor there. The Sprinter has these pockets in it where the windows go. So we have a window here, but throughout the back we have earth wool inside of those pockets, as well as 1 inch of foam insulation, and then spray foam in some of the other spots. This thing was completely insulated, as well as I did a vapor seal on the thing. I may have a picture I can throw in when I was building it. I didn't document the van build too much. On top of our insulation, we have some premium white wood, and then I have this Altro flooring on top of it. Super nice, easy to clean, and I think it looks cool. Also have it under the dinette here. Try to maximize everything in this van without making it too cluttered. So let's move on to the next thing. We'll show you guys the fridge. Right here we have the fridge. All the cabinets have this 15-pound little lock thing on it, so nothing is going to be moving or opening while driving the van here. So here we have our slide out chest freezer. Either of these can be set to freezing temperatures. I'm not sure of how low it goes to. I usually keep this one on 25 degrees, I believe, as the freezer, and I keep this one as the fridge since it's more accessible. You don't have to pull it all the way out. You can just have it like that, grab it, get something out. But yeah, either of these can be freezer, freezer, fridge, fridge, freezer, fridge, freezer, fridge. I mean, it can be anything you want. I'll show you how to adjust that here. Since we're talking about the fridge, that is just over here. You only have to do it once, but here's all the controls for that. That's the fridge. That's a 12-volt fridge. It's great on low power consumption. I recommend anybody that's gonna do van life, get yourself a chest fridge. One, because your items will move around a lot in a vertical fridge. The chest fridge kind of keeps it all nice and snug in there, and it's better for saving power, which is what you want to do when you're traveling. Because I went around the country in this thing, and I think I went like a year without plugging in. That's how efficient this van is. Next thing I'm going to talk about is my little dinette area. This thing's actually a little transformer. You can slide down into a little couch setting, as well as opt as a guest bed. But this thing is fully swivelable. It does move around a good bit. I kind of keep it on a tight setting just so it doesn't move when I'm driving. But yeah, this thing's going. We got 4 power outlets down here. Just go ahead and show you guys all the options of what this little dinette area does. Just slid that down. Keep the extra cushions behind the driver's seat so they're out of the way. Bam. So now it's kind of like a couch here. I also have this little pillow here. You can set it up all sorts of ways, and you don't have to really worry about leaning on this thing. This is in here pretty solid. Both driver and passenger seats do swivel. We do have to swivel this around to show you the guest bed feature, which we'll do right now. We have our little back support here. You just pull that out, and then this guy pops down, bam, and now you can lay across this like a little guest bed. Just a nice little bonus option. We do have a short queen mattress in the back, but you never know. Someone could stay here. I've used it before. We got all the seats swiveled. We got it back to like the couch form. You can sit probably up to 5 people pretty comfortably in here. Here we'll show you guys the window. These are great, just easy ventilation here. So wherever you're at, you want to be in between wherever you have a window cracked and the roof fan here, because then you're going to be in the direct flow and have like a constant breeze on you. It's amazing. I know I told you guys that when I was talking about the bed. So having these camper windows is just great for getting fresh air in. This thing does regulate temperature pretty well. You'd be surprised. The ceiling is also insulated. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. We got a lot of insulation on the ceiling as well. Both of the windows do that. Just seal it nice and tight. We do have these help insulate the van here. Nice privacy curtain. That's also blackout. No light is going to go through that. And you can set it up to whatever height you want and it will just lock. Super cool. I also have this little hook here if you want to just make sure it doesn't go down. It hasn't gone down on me. I just thought it might, so I added that little simple thing. Little van life hack. Here is the passenger sliding door here. Got a nice piece of wood there as well as on the bottom, because it just came with like a plastic thing. So we got some thin version of the premium whitewood here, as well as another little camper thing. It does not have one on that side, but it actually worked out because I built the whole butcher block over to that. We'll get into all this here in a second, but yeah, I just wanted to show the windows since we're talking windows. On the topic of windows, one of the best things I added to my van, if anyone is out doing van life, I highly recommend it. It's almost like a must. We've all left our car in a hot parking lot and you get in, it's like a freaking oven. Well, I added something to the van that prevents that, and it is the best investment I ever did for van life. Maximum legal tent for the state of North Carolina that I am in. As well as the tent, we have a ceramic UV blocker. So 99.9 probably percent of UV rays that are gonna go in there and heat up your living area. Doesn't happen. I was already doing van life when I added that, and it was a night and day difference. All the windows get covered in this thing to make it 100% blacked out. Bed panel windows have a nice little fitted pillow I have, which helps insulate as well as black out. This has the blind you guys just saw, and the whole front cabin and the slider have these magnetic little foldable ones that help insulate more and easy to put on and off. I'll show you guys that towards the nighttime part of the video. I may have forgot to mention, this thing does have a full bathroom with hot water included. That's kind of a big deal. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Has a fan, touch light. We'll just make sure we're good with this front part. I'm kind of work my way back. Max Air roof fan. This thing can manually open if you just want to have some airflow. It does have a remote. It can blow air in the van or out of the van. So I usually have it blowing air out, but if it's cool, I'll put it on a low setting and blow some cool air into the van. So up here, I tried to add maximum storage. This did not come with the van. I added it. I have a nice overhead storage here that is carpeted and it still has these top storage areas as well. Got storage right here. This thing goes back pretty nicely. Above the dinette, we do have more storage for clothes or whatever you want to put in here. You can still customize it. This is just for insulating this top part. If it's like hot, you've got the AC on, it's great. Or if it's cold out, you're just trying to keep some cold air out, you can do that. Dual backpack hooks or bag hooks, whatever you want to put. These things are on there. Pretty good. Down here, we got our Daewoo convection oven. To run this, all you have to do, since it does pull a lot of power, since it's like a microwave convection oven, just turn the van on. Better to run the higher appliances with the van on because I have a battery isolator that acts as like a generator for the battery bank in the back. So if you're pulling a lot of power, you're gonna wanna have the van idling, which is really only for convection oven microwave and the water heater. The two things that I would idle the van to use. Right here we have a 32-inch TV with a Boise soundbar. I just have this thing on a little bungee to keep it nice and secure, but let me show you how this thing moves around real quick. So this fully swivels more than 180 degrees. So if you want to be hanging out with the family, having something on, you can do that. Or you can swivel it all the way around and watch something while you're laying down in bed. Or you can swivel it here and, you know, handle your business and watch TV. It's multi-purpose. You got a TV in the living room, the bedroom, and the bathroom. It's like 3 TVs in one. When I was in here, I had a Mac Mini connected, as well as a gaming PC, which leads me into probably talking about the best internet option for a van. It was a little rough when I first did van life. Had to get like a third-party AT&T SIM card, put it into like an AT&T hot spot, would randomly cancel these SIM cards, but lucky for you guys now, there is way better alternatives for van life internet, and it's better internet. The best thing I've seen so far, which I had at the end of van life, ended up being only $40 a month for me, and that was T-Mobile home internet. But all they do is they give you this little device. You plug it into your 110 outlet just like this. Right here, you just plug it into that, and then it acts as like a cell receiver. So it's basically just grabbing cell signal, and it's going to be giving you Wi-Fi from that, which I got great connection for mobile gaming, as well as like streaming shows and stuff. Like, it's on par with home internet, which is what they call it, but you can use it for van life. It doesn't lock you in a city or something. You can go all around the country, here in the US at least. $40 a month. I think it's $50 a month, but I have T-Mobile already, so I got like $10 off. I think Verizon also offers one as well. I just wanted to talk a quick little internet tip for you guys watching the video and are into van life. There's a van life pro tip. Best internet right there. Kind of scrambling all over the place, but we were just showing you guys the storage up here. We do have storage down here as well. So much storage. These drawers are on 250-pound drawer slides, so you can put some bricks in there if you want. Down here under the dinette, we do have another little area. I just keep like van life stuff in here, like a bunch of fuses, because these fuses come in multiple packs and I never had to really use them, but it's good to keep extra fuses around. That will come with the van. Just other random things I just kept in there because, I mean, they go with the van. This cabinet right here, we have our trash and recycling. Almost forgot one of the coolest features in the van. We have a clothesline. It goes right across over to here. Lock it. And now you have a little clothesline in the van. And it just retracts right back to where it goes. Also felt it was like mandatory to put a little smoke detector in the van. We haven't had any issues, but you know, it's a home. Homes need smoke detectors. Back to the shower here though. Shower door. I forget the name of this company, but it's like the go-to van life shower door. It's a Nautilus shower door. So nice privacy. If you're in the van with multiple people, you can go to the restroom. Not much of a sound barrier, but I mean, we're limited here doing van life. It is nice for taking showers. Retractable, self-cleaning. We have an Oxygenics shower head. It's a cool little shower head. I think it like spits air into the water to give you a little bit higher water pressure, which this thing has amazing water pressure. It actually has better water pressure than my bathroom at my house now, which is annoying, but good for whoever wants this van. Also super hot water. If you guys haven't done van life, a 4-gallon hot water tank can last about 20 minutes. But if you keep it on while you're showering, it's just gonna keep pulling water in there and heating it up. I'll go over my shower technique here once we're in the shower, but we got a couple more things to talk about. Have the roof fan, so you don't have moisture coming in the van, so this is gonna pull air out, just like that. Nice way to clean out the humidity in here. This van does come with the best van life business handler right here. This is the Nature's Head compost toilet. A must if you have a toilet in a van. Do not get a cassette toilet or something like that. I never had to deal with it, but I heard horrible stories. This is amazing. It costed me over $1,000 for the freaking toilet, which is annoying for a plastic toilet, but functionality, it's not going to get better. You don't have to deal with having a black tank. Very simple to swap out and clean out. I'll give you guys a rundown on that toilet. The toilet is not in the van. It is removable very easily. I usually have a shower caddy here in the front so it does not slide. Just a simple way to fix it sliding around. So basically how this toilet works, we have our solid compartment here. You put a base down there. I believe they recommend using peat moss, which is what I used, and we had no issues. It goes there. It separates the solids from the liquids. So the liquids go down here into this little 2-gallon tank that you can easily pop out and remove. This thing has an exhaust dehydrating the solid area where all the stinky stuff would be. So there is no smell. It's pulling air out, dehydrating it, and that blows out of the van. And don't worry, it is facing backwards. I know some people have accidentally installed these with the vent just going out, but when you're driving it pushes air into it. It's a horrible story, but don't worry, your boy is smarter than that. We don't have that issue unless you want to reverse at high speeds. You might have that issue, but it's already dehydrated and there's no smells in it. Went ahead and took it out to make it a little easier to explain. So we got our hatch here. On the side here, this is our crank. This is going to act as our flush. So when you have things in there, the compost, it will bury itself. This thing is just like a very compact outhouse of the modern time, designed for van life. You can remove your liquid thing just like that, take it to a bathroom, pour it out, or pour it out somewhere else. The top part detaches from this right here. You can get like a trash bag, just put it over this, flip it, you're good to go. Reload, easy. I was gonna shower in here. I would just take the toilet out. Usually we put it right here. I left it outside just so it's out of the way for the video. This thing has the 12-volt plug for the toilet fan. Tuck the power for the toilet in there. Step into the shower. Got our little door here. And you see we got a pretty good amount of room in the shower. It's only a 32 by 24 shower pan, but we got plenty of room. And this little guy, it's detachable, so you don't really have to move that much when you have a detachable shower head. Usually put my soaps in here. We do have a fully tiled wall here. Got a little fancy. Goes all the way to the bottom. Just makes it, you know, feel a little more homey in here. Completely sealed. You never have to worry about water coming out of this thing. I actually can like bend all the way down in here. So you get a full shower. And this thing can also opt as like more storage. Like I'm sure you could modify it a little bit and make it a closet. For the shower, we got the water pump right here. So moving back here, we do have a nice butcher block, stained and sealed multiple times. It's easy to clean, it looks nice. You can do whatever you want with this thing now. Here is the sink. Sink comes up nicely like that. I don't have the, I guess I could turn it on real quick. Water pump right here. Pump some water. There you go, you got sink water. I don't want to run it too long though. Let me turn, every time I use the water pump I turn it off and then I let it run out just so there's no pressure in the pipe. Just let it run out. And now I can show you guys my gray tank under the sink here. Very complex design we built here. Oh, paper towel rack. That's right, we got that. So we got the sink. Actually, hold on, motion sensor, there we go. So all I do to take out my gray water tank, which is a 5-gallon water jug that is strapped securely, mounted to the wall there, and it is filtered water by the way, is I pull this up right here, just like that, undo our little belt here. But yeah, it just comes out just like that, and you push it back down when you're done and re-strap it so it does not move while driving. Over here we do have a 2-burner stove for propane. This is tempered glass, you don't gotta worry about that going. Pretty good sized sink, very simple drain system. We have, just like I would have my silverware here. Down here we have more storage, stainless steel little slider for storage right there. Gas detector. We have our Max Air roof fan remote here, so you can adjust all the settings if you want. Hold on. You hear that thing kick on. It's cool, it goes in like 10%. You can control how fast you want the air to move out. This remote's a cool little thing. Turn it off though. Down here we have our vacuum closet. If you reach back here, we have a nice little vacuum just for keeping the van clean. I just keep it in there. I made a little area so it doesn't move when you're driving. Just extra storage on this one. Here is the bed. We got a short queen that I customized to fit the van perfectly so it doesn't move. Cool thing about this, you could turn this on. Got all your little settings here. There is a heat bar in here. I didn't really use it, but I did test it. It works fine. Doesn't heat up the van too well, but it was an add-on just for this little top display thing, so I got it. But this thing does have 2 speeds, a low and a high for blowing air that you can use as pushing air in, and then you can have the max air roof fan pulling air out. Back here, these are my little panel windows. Okay, so these slide open. Usually I would sleep with it about that open. I'd have my pillow here, and for privacy and better airflow, I would tuck this in like that so no one can see in, and kind of with my pillow there, I would have airflow just pulling over me. And you could do that with both sides. I was down in Florida last summer doing van life, and I never like sweat. I slept very comfortably with how I have this set up. So it is tried and true, ready to go. Some of you guys are probably thinking, that bed looks a little small. Well, hold on here. 500-pound stained drawer slide, okay, with a little pillow stacking on the drawer slide. You're now 8 feet tall, sleeping comfortably. You have a lot more leg room. I was fine sleeping with my head in the corner there and putting my feet over to that. We open the van up. Just pretend we're at the beach here, guys. You could be at the beach in this thing. We have one more overhead here. Opens up very nicely. I used to put my clothes up here. Just a lot of storage. 2 reading lights, 12 volt. You just push in on the front there. We got one there, one here. Another pillow that is fit to that little frame right there for insulating and privacy. That's about all we have for the bed here, which takes me over here to the cabinets. Motion sensor light that I have set off because I haven't been using it, but I have a little safe back here for having, passport or anything for traveling. That is mounted into the van for all of your more important things. That comes with a key. Also, you can set up a passcode. We got more storage underneath here. So, and this goes back like a full arm length, so you can fit a lot of stuff back there. Nothing right here, but that's because I use that space for the shower pockets. Up here, we just got a fire extinguisher. Here's our little bedroom stairs to make it a little simpler to get into the bedroom. This just has a little Velcro on it so it doesn't move when you're driving. Right there on the back to that door. Another cabinet down here for whatever, just filling the space, not wasting it. We do have entry to the garage from the front of the van. These lights do come with a remote, so you can dim them to however much you want. You can even, for some reason, I think you can strobe the lights, which I never did because I'm not a psycho, but let's just see. Yep, there you go. You could do that. Which we don't want. We're gonna stop that. Okay. I think it's time to show you guys my garage here in the van. We do have a couple more things we'll come back and show you guys in the front of the van, like rear view camera and stuff like that, but let's go to the back and show you the core of the power station we're on. Here is the back of the van. I added these little elastic pockets in the door, premium white wood, just to keep it nice and clean with the rest of the colors in the van. Little hammock here, might as well. Here is our 40-gallon fresh water tank. Add the fresh water in. I'd put the hose all the way to the bottom of this thing just so I don't have to worry about anything spraying out. And we got our hose here with a filter just to clean the water going into your thing. Just it's better for your water pump. Yeah, 40-gallon water tank. Could probably take 10 showers in the van, and all I would do is I would just, you know, rinse and then turn it off, soap, rinse again. Easy little 5-minute showers. But there was times I took like 20-minute showers and I only used maybe half of the water tank, so not bad, but you do got to do a little water management doing van life. So that's why I went with a bigger option of a 40-gallon. And to keep the weight balanced in the van, we went ahead and put our 4 100 amp hour lithium Battleborn batteries on this side. Just gotta try to keep everything balanced in the van. We got our full power setup over here. Our shore power connect, I keep the wishbone on here, all ready to go with the 110. I never had to plug into like the big RV, you know, like washer and dryer setups. The van will run fine on 110. Here's our Renogy. This is a brand new charge controller in here. It's 4 Renogy high efficiency 100-watt solar panels on the roof that I'll show you guys here in a second. Right here we have our breaker system. I just take this thing out. This has all of our 12-volt fuses, so there's a couple you can add there if you want. I only use half of them actually. They're all labeled as well. And then here is our breakers. I don't have anything on because I haven't been using the van. So in order, you know, to keep the batteries all healthy, I turn it off and I keep this thing plugged in just to, you know, have like a trickle charge so we don't have anything worry about the batteries dying over time. But we do have solar for that as well. We have a little breaker here for the solar panels. You guys can see the power going into the battery as well as battery percentage right there. Right here is our kill switches as well as our fuses. Haven't had any problems with this besides when I was kind of testing out at what this could handle. Like I tried to run the AC before just off the van. That does not work. It's too much power. So I blew my 400 amp fuse. No issue. Quick little replace. So I learned what this system could take. But like I said before, if you're plugged in, AC is good to go, and it is nice and cool. Back here we have our Victron Multi Plus 3000. So we can use about 3,000 watts at a time is what that thing can handle, which is more than enough. I try to not have it go over 2,000 watts so I don't overload the system. There's a battery isolator on the van front battery, so the battery for the van, not these batteries, the actual car battery for the van. There's a battery isolator on it, and what that little device does, whenever the van battery is at a healthy charge, it will use the alternator and kind of V it off and charge the battery bank here, so you can be fully efficient off the grid just by idling the engine. So if you're driving, it's charging the batteries, keeping you topped off at night, even though the solar does a fantastic job at keeping your batteries charged up during the day. Oh, also there is 2 cool apps I have on my phone for the battery. I'll show you guys. On my phone here we have the Victron app. That's Bluetooth connected to this little Bluetooth device here. So we click into that and we get all this information. Too much information about your batteries, but the main thing I look at is battery percentage. Little bar says power. It tells you how much power you're using. So right now we're going up 24 watts, and that's just from the solar. It's like doesn't need much power, so it's only putting 24 in because it's at 99%. Cool thing about this app though, has a little time remaining line, and we just have a dash there because we're going up in power. That means we can use the amount of power we have in the van infinitely. But if you're pulling power from the batteries, it gives you like a solid prediction at how long your batteries will be able to power everything you're using. One more app, I have a crazy alarm on this thing because I was a little paranoid setting sail the first time. I didn't want all of my stuff in one place and having to worry about it, because like I said before, I'm a BMX rider. Sometimes I like to park and I go pedal around like a city or something to explore. You don't want to always be in the van when you're traveling. You guys want to adventure out and see stuff, or like going on hikes and stuff. You want to make sure your stuff is secure, which is why I spent over $1,000 drone mobile on the phone. So this app has a lot of cool features on it. It tells me the voltage of the battery in the front. It just jumped up to 3.1, I guess, since the last time I had it up. You can check to see if your vehicle's locked on here. It's got vehicle tracking. Tells you the temperature inside of the vehicle. Can lock it, turn it on. This also comes with the van cell. You get the Drone Mobile account for the vehicle. It'll get transferred over. It's got vehicle tracking in it. Basically everything you would need to secure your investment. You're probably wondering what this little guy is right here. That's just a little snowboard rack I put in because I had a snowboard. I left it there, but you can easily take it off. It's not a big deal, but I thought it was cool. You can put a little snowboard in there, it doesn't move. 40-gallon water tank. It's raised above the wheel weld, so you got storage underneath. This ladder here is usually set up here as well, but I took it out because I was going to show you guys the solar up on the roof here. But over here in the back, we have our exhaust for the toilet. Our water pump is over there. Bosch 4-gallon hot water tank. Just have it kind of mounted in there. There's all of our piping, still accessible if there ever was an issue, which we have not had any issues. Everything is put together as if it was my own, because it was. I didn't want to have any freaking issues, so I was very careful building everything. Added this little light here just so you have more light. It also, this was a light that came with the van. One of those, when you open the doors, it will automatically turn on. I have that setting off. Also have a little extension coming out of the power distributor, just for having like any appliances out. If you need to like power something in the back of the van, you got an outlet right there ready to go, as well as these two outlets. One of those outlets is dedicated to the water heater. Just don't have it plugged in because I haven't been using the van. So if I was going to shower, I would just open up this and I could just reach right here. Oh wait, hold on, it's been a while. Yeah, I could just reach right here and turn on the water heater without having to actually go into the trunk. I just made it within an arm's length, and you can feel the on and off right there. So you don't want to leave that on because it will be pulling a significant amount of power. But like I said earlier, this is one of the two items that I would have the van idling for, just so you're not draining your batteries out. This can run without the engine being on, but it's better just to leave it running because you're not going to lose much power. Went ahead with getting a telescopic ladder because I saw a lot of crazy stories about people with the external ladder. I know it looks cool to have a ladder on the outside of your van, but I've seen a lot of van life videos because that's all I watched for like a year building up to me building this van. People climbing on your van and, you know, just going onto the fucking, you don't want a stranger on top of your van. So don't give them easy access with an external ladder. It's just something a little more stealthy like the telescopic ladder, and I do have a little hack for leaning it against the van without worrying about damaging the paint. I'll show you guys once I do this, but I have to film and be ladder guy. Little pool noodle hack right there. We got 4 100-watt Renogy high efficiency solar panels. Got a Coleman Mach 3.5 LP. I think it's just low power consuming. So 22-gallon gray water tank under the shower here. It just sits right here. It's always just on like a little drip out. Never had to like put a hose to it and drain it because it's just bath water. I just have it drip out as I'm driving. I feel like that's fine. Let's turn this thing on so you can hear the power of this 2500 Mercedes diesel. Push to start. So you can see there, we got, right now it's filming the video, we're at 46,963 miles, so just shy of 47,000 miles, so this thing's got pretty low mileage. The AC is blasting, this thing is great. That is another little hack I learned doing van life. If I'm not somewhere I can plug in and run the rear AC, this AC will cool the van down pretty fast just by idling and having this thing running. So that's a cool feature. This is a converted cargo van, so we do have the base model set up here, but it is more than fine. We got Bluetooth, I connect my phone to it, listen to music. The speakers are pretty freaking loud. Sounds good. Plenty of cup holders, by the way. Okay, we got about 8 cup holders. This is one of the cooler features. So when you put this thing into reverse, check out our rear view camera right there in the mirror, and it's gone. It will just go away. Look at that. Gone. Where'd it go? Reverse. There it is. Perfectly fine. The rear view mirrors are great, especially this little warped one. Gives you more like a fisheye look so you can see wider. There is this little roadside assistance button here. So if you click that, it will just call Mercedes and you cannot cancel it. Like, it's for emergencies. I've clicked that a couple times and I have to just wait and talk to somebody. It only takes like a minute, but don't click that unless you need emergency roadside assistance, which is cool that they have that because, you know, maybe you lose your phone or something. It's a worst case scenario. You don't have your phone. You need roadside assistance. The van comes with a phone inside of it. Don't ask me how. It's there. It's Mercedes. No idea. Guess we'll pop the hood real quick and show you guys the engine. Here is the engine. Tires got put on around like 41,000 miles and it's almost at 47,000, so low mileage on the tires here. There's a brand new alternator as well as a brand new battery for the van. So there's just 3 highly used things on the van that I just got replaced. Keep it as fresh, like new as I can for the next person so they can have as many adventures as I did or more. All that's left now is I'm going to show you how the van looks at nighttime and how stealthy this thing is. It's now nighttime. We're in the van. That's what it's looking like at nighttime. Nice and bright. Like I said, these puck lights are dimmable. We have our magnetic window covers here. These do still pop up like that if you want to have this window popped open there. Nice. Here is the front cabin all covered. These 2 are magnetic. That's just like a roll up one with like the reflected front. You won't be able to see that outside. But we're going to step outside now and I want to show you guys. I'm going to leave all the lights on here. We're going to go out to the front of the van and show you that there's going to be really no light bleeding out to the outside. So someone outside would not be able to see in. It's very easy to turn the lights off and, you know, peek outside just to check your surroundings if you felt like you were in like a sketchy area. But if you get the van from me, I got some key landmarks that will help you stay out of areas where there's going to be NPCs, people walking around with no task, just walking around looking for possible trouble. We'll get you away from there. We're outside. Let me just know if you guys can see the van with the jet black. Go ahead. We're looking right at the van right now. You cannot see it at all. It's all stealth out, but it's right there. So now let's walk around the front here. Show you guys. Cannot see through this. I gotta get my flashlight out because there's really no bleed through. Cannot see through the bed panel window there. We got no bleed through on the sides there. Completely stealth. You get a little bit here on the front, but really not much at all. I'll open this up and see. It's bright in here. Okay. So just wanted to show you guys that. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this van walkthrough. Show you guys, this is the biggest project and my proudest project I've ever worked on in my life. Traveled around and I enjoyed the van. Now I want someone else to enjoy the van, so we're selling it. The van is listed down in the description. It's listed on vanlifetrader.com. So this website, I've had my friends sell 2 vans on there. It's completely buyer safe as well as seller safe. So they have a thing embedded into the website, so there's no way either party can get scammed. Maybe in the future I'll be interested in doing contract work for building people's vans because I did really enjoy this. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys watching this video and just going through the van with me. That's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you know someone interested in a van like this, it's a great change of lifestyle. If you guys were bored like I was kind of just stuck in Florida doing the same thing over and over again, It was amazing to see the country. It's life-changing, and you learn so much being out on the road. I highly recommend you guys trying it out. This is the perfect shuttle for anyone out there that has the means to get something like this. This thing's got you covered on everything you would need. So if you guys are interested, like I said, links down in the description. Van Life Trader, check it out. Send me an offer. Let's talk. Consider subscribing. We do daily videos selling vans that I spent years working on the channel. So check that out. See you guys tomorrow with another van that, no I won't, because this took a long time. I'm not gonna see you guys tomorrow with another van video, but possibly a BMX action adventure video, because that's normally what we do. So thank you, goodbye.